Chapter 38: The Scriptures of the West, a Journey of Faith and Transformation. As the pilgrims continued their journey, the landscape changed, becoming more serene and sacred. They traversed through lands where every family was pious, where every traveler recited sutras, and where the very air seemed to hum with the essence of the divine. It was in this hallowed land that they encountered the great gold-crested immortal, a being of great wisdom and power who greeted them and shared his own tale of anticipation for their arrival. The immortal spoke of being deceived by the Bodhisattva Guanyin, who had told him that the pilgrim who would fetch the scriptures would arrive within 2 or 3 years. Yet, it had been a decade since that prophecy, and only now had the holy monks arrived. The immortal's words were a reminder of the long and arduous path they had traveled and the importance of their mission. Their journey led them to the banks of a mighty river, a torrential expanse of water that seemed impossible to cross. But where there was a will, there was a way, and they found a bridge, a single log that spanned the river, known as the Cloud-Touching Crossing. It was a daunting path, narrow and slippery, but it was the only way forward. Wukong, ever the brave, crossed first, proving that it could be done. But when it came time for the others, fear gripped their hearts. It was then that a ferryman appeared, poling a boat towards them. This was no ordinary boatman, but the welcoming Lord Buddha himself, come to guide them across the river. As they stepped onto the boat, they were filled with trepidation, for the vessel had no bottom. But the Buddha reassured them, speaking in riddles that hinted at the nature of their journey and the truths they would soon come to understand. And so, they crossed the river, leaving behind their mortal fears and embracing the enlightenment that awaited them on the other side. Upon reaching the shores, they found themselves in a world of divine beauty. They walked through landscapes that seemed to have been painted by the gods themselves, with every step revealing new wonders. They climbed the Vulture Peak, the holy territory of the Lord Buddha, and there, they were greeted by the Devaraja Hall, a place where the divine and the mortal met. The Tang Priest and his disciples were led to the Thunder Monastery, where they were to meet the Tathagata Sakyamuni Buddha. The anticipation was palpable as they approached the gates of the monastery, for they knew that the moment they had been waiting for was finally at hand. The Buddha received them with great ceremony, surrounded by his disciples and the heavenly host. The air was thick with the scent of incense and the sound of chanting, a symphony of the divine that filled their souls with peace and joy. Sanzang, with a heart full of gratitude and reverence, presented his passport to the Buddha and humbly requested the scriptures that would save his people. The Buddha, in his infinite wisdom and mercy, agreed to grant them the texts they sought. But the path to enlightenment was not without its final test. The Arhats Ananda and Kasyapa, who were tasked with handing over the scriptures, asked for a gift in return. Sanzang, having no gifts to offer, was given blank scrolls of paper, a true but wordless scripture that served as a reminder of the nature of their journey. It was only after they had left, and the blank scrolls were discovered, that they returned to the Buddha to seek justice. The Tathagata, with a knowing smile, revealed the true scriptures and chided the Arhats for their greed. With a newfound respect for the sanctity of their mission, the scriptures were handed over. The Tathagata, the Buddha of compassion, dissolves the assembly, his work of imparting the scriptures complete. Yet, the Bodhisattva Guanyin, the embodiment of mercy, steps forth, her hands folded in prayer. She reminds the Buddha of the 14 years that have passed since the Tang Priest's journey began, a journey that has spanned 5,040 days. With a request, she seeks permission for the holy monks to return to the east, to complete the cycle and fulfill their sacred duty. The Tathagata, pleased with her devotion, grants her wish, and the 8 Vajrapanis are summoned to escort the pilgrims home. As the monks make their way back to their homeland, the protectors of the 4 quarters and the center, the 4 duty gods, the 6 Dings, the 6 Jias, and the guardians of the faith approached the Bodhisattva Guanyin. They, too, have played their part in the pilgrimage, offering covert assistance to the holy monk. With a joyful heart, Guanyin acknowledges their efforts and grants them permission to complete their mission. The story then delves into the trials and tribulations faced by the Tang Priest and his disciples. From the exile of the golden cicada to the enmity with the yellow-winged monster, from the capture of the heavenly gods to the wounding of the many-eyed monster, each ordeal is meticulously recorded, a testament to the monk's indomitable spirit. The journey is not without its moments of levity. When the 8 Vajrapanis, in obedience to Guanyin's command, create an additional ordeal, the travelers find themselves abruptly dropped to the ground. Despite the setback, they press on, their determination unwavering. The narrative takes a poignant turn when the pilgrims, stranded by the river of heaven, encounter an old acquaintance, the ancient soft-shelled turtle. The turtle, who had once ferried them across the river, now seeks answers to questions he had asked the Tang Priest to pose to the Buddha. Unbeknownst to the monk, the turtle's request had been forgotten, and in his disappointment, the turtle plunges them into the water. Miraculously, the Tang Priest, now a being of the true Dharma, does not sink. With the help of his disciples, he emerges from the river, the scriptures saved from the depths. As they dry the sacred texts on the rocks, a fierce storm rages, a final test of their resolve. But the scriptures remain untouched, protected by the pure energy of the pilgrims and the might of the great sage, Monkey King. The traveler's journey continues, as they are welcomed back by the people of Chin Village. The villagers, forever grateful for the pilgrims' previous interventions, shower them with offerings and build a temple in their honor. The temple, a monument to the pilgrims' virtues, stands as a beacon of hope and faith. As the days pass, the Tang Priest, ever mindful of his duty, decides it is time to depart. Under the cover of night, he and his disciples leave the village, their hearts heavy with gratitude but resolute in their mission. They are met by the 8 Vajrapanis, who escort them on the final leg of their journey. As the moon cast its silvery light upon their path, they stealthily made their way out of the main gates, the locks clicking open with the aid of Monkey's magic. The air was crisp with the promise of a new day as they followed the path eastward, their hearts heavy with the weight of their mission. The Temple of Deliverance in Chin Village, where they had sought refuge, was now a distant memory. The villagers, upon discovering the disappearance of the holy men, were thrown into a frenzy of despair. They mourned the loss of the living Buddhas, their howls of regret echoing through the skies. In their desperation, they offered up food and burned paper money as a last resort, vowing to honor the memory of the pilgrims with annual sacrifices. The journey back to the east was not without its challenges. The 8 Vajrapanis, celestial guardians, whisked the travelers away on a fragrant wind, their destination the city of Chang'an. The city, abuzz with anticipation, had prepared for the return of the Tang Priest and his companions. Emperor Taizong himself had ordered the construction of a tower in anticipation of their arrival, a testament to the importance of their quest. As the travelers approached Chang'an, the city's grandeur came into view. The emperor, adorned in his imperial regalia, greeted them with open arms, his joy palpable. The Tang Priest, humble as ever, kowtowed in gratitude, while the emperor inquired about the strangers who had accompanied him on his journey. Sanzing introduced his disciples, each with their own unique story. Wukong, the irrepressible Monkey King, had been redeemed from his past transgressions and now served as the protector of the faith. Pig, once a troublemaker in Gao Village, had found solace in the teachings of Buddha and carried the heaviest burdens with a heart full of devotion. Friar Sand, the once monstrous dweller of the Rowing Sands River, had been transformed by the Bodhisattva's guidance and now followed the path of righteousness. The horse, too, had a tale of transformation. Originally the son of the Dragon King of the Western Sea, it had been redeemed by the Bodhisattva and now carried the scriptures with honor. The journey had been long and arduous, spanning 36,000 miles and 14 seasons, but the travelers had persevered, their faith unwavering. Emperor Taizong, moved by their story, organized a grand banquet in their honor. The feast was a celebration of their triumph, a testament to the power of faith and determination. The city of Chang'an, once a place of departure, now welcomed them as heroes, their names etched in the annals of history. The Tang Priest and his disciples were invited to the palace, where they were treated with the utmost respect. The scriptures they had fetched from the West were to be copied and disseminated throughout the empire, spreading the teachings of Buddha far and wide. The originals, however, were to be preserved as sacred relics, their sanctity upheld. As the days passed, the Tang Priest and his companions prepared to return to the West, their mission not yet complete. The 8 Vajrapanis, ever watchful, guided them back to Vulture Peak, where the Buddha awaited their report. The journey had taken 8 days, a period that seemed both fleeting and eternal. Upon their return, the Buddha bestowed his blessings upon the travelers. The Tang Priest, once the second disciple of the Buddha, was now to be known as the Kandanapunya Buddha. Wukong, the erstwhile troublemaker, was elevated to the rank of the victorious fighting Buddha. Pig, despite his complaints, was granted the title of altar cleanser, a position that suited his appetites. Friar Sand, the repentant curtain-lifting general, was promoted to the esteemed rank of the Golden Arhat. The White Horse, too, received its due. Transformed back into its true form, it was to be known as the Heavenly Dragon of the 8 classes of being. The transformations were a testament to the power of redemption and the boundless mercy of the Buddha. With their journey at an end, the travelers took their places among the celestial beings. The Vulture Peak, once a site of sermons and teachings, now echoed with the praises of the Buddhas. The world, once shrouded in ignorance, was now illuminated by the light of the Dharma. The tale of the journey to the West, a saga of faith and perseverance, came to a close. The travelers had fulfilled their quest, their names forever enshrined in the annals of the sacred texts. The scriptures they had fetched would guide generations to come, their wisdom a beacon in the darkness. The world, once divided by doubt and strife, now stood united under the compassionate gaze of the Buddha.